Yo, hey guys, welcome to my first video for PoE 2. And yeah, just wanted to show you my little build I made over a few weeks and collected all the gear for it. And now I think it's on a point where I think I can show it off. It's not perfect, I like to still change a few things. I don't know if I will continue playing since it's getting pretty boring, the PoE 2 endgame. And the meta is very yeah, it's like one-sided. It's very not a lot of diversity. It's getting pretty stale, and yeah, just waiting for the new PoE 1 league. So yeah, since this will be the last time I will log on the Scarab here pretty much. I think before that I will show it off, and I got some inspiration from some other content creators. I just show you what it's all about. We are using overwhelming presence and stacking aura effects, so to get the ailment threshold and stun threshold by 99% reduced. And we do this by going adorned. I actually like to get an 80%. It would be nice. Then I could drop 1 jewel for another magic jewel I'm gonna show you. We got 70 adorned, and we got some 9% aura jewels here, and we want to get crit multi, also crit damage would be the best, also crit chance is not bad. Crit chance, and the implicit is also nice, but they are getting more expensive the longer the league is going on, so when I started buying them, there were like some up for like 3 divines max, 1 to 3 divines. Now they are like 10 divines, so some meta energy, crit chance, aura effects. So, and then if you get to the threshold, which is 230%, you want to hit 230%. You don't want to go over 233 because then you break the build, basically, because you get 100% reduced ailment threshold, and the enemies they don't get stunned at all. They bug out, and yeah, you don't want that. So 230 is perfect. Then the next jewel, if you have jewel sockets left, you want to have the magnitude of ailments, since we are scaling shock, and the ignite magnitude is nice because we use cast on ignite, which is based on the magnitude of the ignite you inflict. So you basically get more triggers if you have a higher ignite magnitude. So we want this just global magnitude, so we scale the shock and the ignite at the same time. We got 2 of those. And then you see I also have this jewel here. This is just this is the other part of the build, which I reducing my mana, also my Infernal Flame to 0, basically 0 mana, so I don't have any cost at all for my spells. So you have to take this 4% mana and then the Pyromantic Pact. So you need 104% reduced mana. Palsteron made a video about that like couple weeks, like 2 weeks ago, and you then just have to get all the reduced mana on the passive tree. This, and yeah, this, and you need this one for the extra 2% you get from these two. So to get exactly 104% reduced. And then on gear, most people or Palstron used the gloves and the helmet for 30%, but we want Alpha Soul, so I have to use pretty much Volt's Protector, but It's a very bad chest. It has some chaos res and a little bit of ES, but also the power charge on crit we actually can make use of. I can show you later how we utilize the power charges. Then the Sacred Flame is a very nice scepter. It has Spirit and it has the gain damage as extra fire, which we need on our Spark to ignite, to trigger the cast on Ignite. We are using Spark with these support gems with Searing Flame to get a more magnitude also, to trigger more. Then we are using Overcharge to get a bigger shock. We are using more projectile speed and Pierce. You can also use Fork, and I tried Chain too, but Chain has a big damage reduction, like 50%, which made me trigger less, or at least had the feeling that I trigger less of my cast on Ignites. So we get on the cast on Ignites, we are using 3 setups. We have one Eye of Winter. You don't need to have a 6-link here, I don't even know what the 2 supports at the end would be. I only use Eye of Winter for the cold exposure, for the critical weakness, then the cold exposure on crit, and have 30% increased exposure effect. Then I have a bit more freeze build-up and an explodey, but I don't know if it actually does anything, so you don't need these. And then you want the Comet, you want a 6-link. Cool thing on the cast on Ignite, you don't actually need to link the Comet itself, the gem. You only need to get can leave it as a 2-link, then you just have an easy time getting a +1 for very cheap. That's the nice thing for the cast on Ignites. I use Potential, that's where I gain all the power charges go in, because it takes a power charge to basically empower the spell and get a 30% more critical hit chance. But if I had one more socket, if I had an unset ring, I would actually, and a bit more spirit, I would actually use, drop the support gem and probably use, I have to look it up, it's a spirit gem. Charge Infusion, I think it is, yeah. Charge Infusion, you get more critical hit chance when you have a power charge. Because this is only checks every 4.3 seconds. If you have a power charge and consumes only 1, and this one, the support gem, consumes all the time if you trigger it, like every trigger. So basically I would get rid of the support and use another damage link. If there's one left, I'm not sure. But then I would get 20, I think at level 20 it has or 21 it has 21% more crit chance, and this is for all spells. So that's much better. Then I have a super critical, because I have 30% more, I think it's okay if I can have a bit less. Here there are not a lot of damage links I have left, because I have 2 damage setups. And then has +1 cold, spell echo on this one. The cost multiplier does nothing because we don't spend any mana, it's really nice. Then the lightning conduit on the other third casts on Ignite. Lightning conduit, because we also want to scale shocks. It removes the shock for 100% more damage per 5% shock effect. We have a 48% shock at the moment. It's not that good. We want to get that up, but it's a lot of damage. Then we have elemental focus, since it can't apply a shock itself, and it only deals lightning and a bit of fire. So we don't care about getting ailments from it. Then the conk effect, it's mostly for single target, so conk effect pretty good. And then Lightning Mastery and Biting Frost because we freeze a lot, because the enemy has 99% reduced aimment threshold, and we have an Comet, and then here like an Eye of Winter with also freeze build-up. We freeze them very fast, so we can then remove the freeze and get 50% more damage. I mean, it's not up all on every trigger probably, but I haven't found a better damage support, so I use that. Then we have a Blink, because Blink is just nice to have on every build basically. It's mandatory. Then Overwhelming Presence, like I said, which makes the build work. Then Grim Feast, we are using Beta Sand and converting a bit of life to Energy Shield. We scale a bit of Energy Shield from this node, this and this cluster. So we have like 2.7k. It's not much, but with Grim Feast we have like 5.5k, so it's enough to survive in maps. And I haven't died a lot on this character because we have the defenses from the Overwhelming Presence. We stun the enemies instantly basically, and we also use very strong temp chains, which I get on because the Blasphemy actually also scales from all the aura effect we get. So we have an Hypothermia here and an temp chains because we have Whispers of Doom. We don't care about double activation delay of curses because we're using Blasphemy and they are instantly applied on the enemy. And we use Magnified Effect and Ritualic Curse because we want a lot of effect, so all enemies near us are applied with temp chains basically. And yeah, it has less effect on bosses, but on normal enemies they are like 60% slow. It's very, very nice, and the stun lasts also a lot longer. Yeah. And Hypothermia you could use any curse because we have the Sacred Flame, and it says enemies in your presence resist elemental damage based on their lowest resistance. So if you use like flammability, then you can use the fire exposure here, but I just wanted to go with the cold. Doesn't matter. So yeah, basically that's mostly it. I'm also using the Second Master Resolve Ring, which is very nice. I got a Corruption with crit damage also. I got some rarity, all attributes. And then you can socket a Sapphire gem in this case. And you get basically cold resist is unaffected by area penalty, is basically 60 cold rest. You can read it as 60 cold rest. So 60 cold rest, you get all attributes, you get the rarity, in this case you get also the crit damage bonus from the corruption and the sapphire, that socket in it. It's not very good, my sapphire is not very good. I have magnitude and aura effect is the most important. Then you want for the suffix, you want in the best case you want crit chance and crit damage or energy, meta energy gain, some of this combination. I have this amulet with +3 and damage ball, critical damage ball, some rarity, energy shield and life, and perfect opportunity is the anoint of my choice because it gives damage with hits, is lucky against heavy stunned enemies. Since we stun bosses like any enemy basically instantly, this is like always up, or not always, but the stun lasts a long time because of temp chain. So it's up for the basically the boss is dead before it can do anything. So this is very nice for our lightning conduit because it has a big range. The comet doesn't have a huge damage range, but it's also a decent amount of damage. So yeah, Then you need the shield is a threaded light because we have a lot of spirit. This gives us all our increased damage we need, so we don't need anything on the passive tree. We have 433 spirits, so we want the corruption to make it higher. This goes up to 15%. You want a 15%, but this was just like one divine, so I bought it, and the 15% is like 20 divines right now, so I didn't really bother. I rather want to save up for 80% adorned, so I can drop more one more aura effect jewel for an ailment effect jewel. And then the last thing that I wanted to show is the weapon swap tech, which is really strong. We have on our weapon set 2, we have the Soul Offering, so you click Q once, you swap to your weapon set 2, where you will have the Trench Timber for +3 minion skills, and then in the offhand the Rattling Scepter with +5. Ideally, it haven't bothered really, but for one diff you can get a +5, so the other stats don't matter, so just get a +5. Mine is level 26 then, right now. It gives me 45 more spell damage, but this actually scales with aura effects, so we with all the aura effect and these two links, we basically get around like 75% more spell damage from Soul Offering, and we link it with Persistence and Minion Mastery. We also have on our weapon swap, we have all the duration here and here. We could also get with a few points, we can also take this if you want. So you can see my tooltip on my Spark is 8000 right now. If I use my offering and switch back, it's 13.7k, 30.8 basically, and it's also linger, so even if your offerings are destroyed, they still linger for the whole duration, so you can just press Q, then attack with Spark, and you have it for the 12 seconds up. It's really nice. So in the end, I want to show you maybe a little seshed fight, just to show off the clear and the single target a bit.
about time.
We that dreamed, we in nightmare, we that are one. Our flesh is not ours, but yours, reconcile. We that fail.
So that's basically the playstyle of the build. Damage is pretty decent. Nothing compared to the trample toe meta right now. Oh, we actually got a diamond. Nice. Haven't got that before. Yeah, and so that's my diamond, medium large. Looks pretty shit. But yeah, tell me if you have some improvements for my build or how you like the build. Yeah, see you then when the next PoE 1 League starts. Maybe I will post some build ideas. And yeah, bye bye.